Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Evolution Collaborative and our Tuesday night program, Truth Be Told.
We're going to explore some pretty cool spiritual stuff and learn how to actually apply it to our lives.
That is where the fun really begins. We will learn a little bit about ourselves and each other and how together we can change the world.
Thank you for joining us, and let's get this party started.
Welcome! You have made it to Truth Be Told, the online weekly offering for the Soul Evolution Collaborative. I am Reverend Dan Granda, co-director and co-founder of the Soul Evolution Collaborative, and tonight we are so excited that you are here with us because this is history. Tonight is actually episode 1. This is our first offering, first event for the Soul Evolution Collaborative. So I am really grateful for you being here with us. And I suspect that you have some questions. Maybe, what is the Soul Evolution Collaborative? What is this show really all about? And what can you expect? Well, the Soul Evolution Collaborative is a bricks and clicks community for people who are seeking spiritual truths. It is a way to come together, a new way to come together in spiritual community, in spiritual learning. And we offer a lot of things. We're going to offer 2 weekly events. This one, which is going to be a show, a series of segments where we get to talk all about some spiritual principles in some new and fun ways. We also have Thursday evenings, which is called The Gathering, and that is where we all get to come together on Zoom and interact with each other. And then in the future, we're going to build and expand out into actually coming together in person in different locations. So what you can expect tonight is a couple of segments from the team at Soul Evolution Collaborative, myself, Ruth, and Chris. And we're each just going to talk a little bit about something that moves us on this idea of the thing itself. The thing itself is how we lovingly refer to what we would maybe otherwise call God. Maybe you call it spirit, maybe you call it universe or consciousness or mind. Whatever the word is, it is that thing that we know is bigger than us, that we could never put a single word to, but we know it's always there. It's the thing that existed before time, before life, before this universe. It was the thing that created the universe, and it still exists as the universe within the universe. So we all are whatever this thing is. We call it the thing itself, we call it God, we call it consciousness. It is everywhere, and it is what we are. So tonight's show is all about that. We're going to give you a couple of different segments from the team here at the Soul Evolution Collaborative, myself, Ruth, and Chris, each with a little segment. But I wanted to talk first about some things that have been going on most recently and how the thing itself really applies to our everyday life. So here in the States, because we are global, we are interwebs based, I know that this could be everywhere, but here in the States, we recently had a presidential election, and I know that that has stirred up a whole lot of feelings and experiences for different people. Not here to talk politics, but I am certainly here to talk about the collective experience that has happened around these politics. There has clearly been a perceived division amongst people in this country. And while that seems very painful, I think there is a certain quality that needs to be recognized in this perceived division that is actually happening for us. Because I think for so many of us, it seemed like there was a very progressive track, this path towards evolution that we were all coming closer together. And this certainly for many seemed like a big step backwards. So how does the thing itself play into this? Well, what we know is the thing itself is everywhere, always present. It is creating through itself as us. We are what it is. So it creates, we create, there's no difference. Really, our words, Our mind, our thoughts are creative. We create our experience based on our beliefs. So this experience that we're having is certainly based on our collective beliefs. There is a belief in this country, much greater than I think a lot of us realized, around this idea of division, around this idea of hate, of us versus them. And what is so necessary right now is our recognition of the creation that is happening through this. It doesn't feel great that it's happening, but it is happening for a reason. We are experiencing exactly what we need, exactly what this country needs, so that it can begin healing. Healing is necessary for hundreds of years worth of inhumane treatment of different groups of people, and it's enough already. We have come to this boiling point where hopefully this time so many people have noticed what is wrong. It is so in our face that we must change it. And that is the thing itself. That is God in action. We will always create exactly what it is that is in our subconscious, that is based on our values and our beliefs and our thoughts. And that's what we have done. We have created this whole experience. So now it is ours to see our own creation and make it what we know it should be. We can change, we can come together, we can learn, and we can heal. So tonight I bring you the thing itself. Truth be told, please sit back and enjoy. And now it's time for Conversations with Chris.
Hey, how's it going? Good, thanks. I was thinking we would talk about mandalas, the infinite presence, the eternal existence, and God, really heavy, the bison. I know, but it really doesn't have to be. I'm not talking about a gray-bearded man sitting up in the clouds. No, what I'm talking about is so much bigger than that. Ask the question, what is the universe? Well, the answer is, it's everything. It is so far beyond our comprehension. There is nothing outside of the universe, nothing separate from it. Everything that's ever existed is this universe. Well, it's the same way with this thing that I call God. Now, the word doesn't matter. It's been called hundreds of things for thousands of years, and it's really just ways of pointing us towards it, but nothing can do it justice until you start to understand the nature of what it is. So, humankind, we have mind, body, soul. Well, the universe, or God, it has the same thing. It's got consciousness, it's got the physical body of the universe, and then soul, which is the thing that connects it and makes it all manifest for its own expression and experience. So, just like humankind, we have our body to navigate this physical world where it's a world of duality, where we get to experience hot and cold, up and down, love and hate, all of it. It's the same thing for the infinite existence. It experiences and expresses all those things through each little individualized piece of it, which we are. Why does this matter? Well, this is important because when you realize that you are a piece of the divine, everything changes. You realize that our mind is an extension of the one mind. All thought and consciousness comes from that same place, and it's wishing to express and experience more. Now, this is something that all the greats of all mankind, all human history have known. They've listened to this still small voice within and acted on it. Well, everybody, I'm hoping you at home have felt this all your life, that you're here for something bigger. The universe whispers into our ear. But most of us, we shut that down and we don't act on it. The universe needs us to express itself. Once we realize that we are a piece of the divine, then we need to start acting like it. It's a responsibility. And that is what the universe, that's what Mother Earth needs right now on this planet. So, listen to that inspiration and act on it. Don't go one more day thinking that you're less than. Is the mandala. Mandalas have been in existence for 3,500 years. The reason I'm asking you to do one is because right now on this planet, everybody that I talk to is experiencing some form of either fear or anxiety, stress, tension, and Western therapy right now is using these as a way of do-it-yourself home remedy. It's not a cure-all, but it is something that can help alleviate the stress and tension that you may be feeling. So before you write it off, please give it a shot. The mandala. This is my gift to you for this week. Google mandala, M-A-N-D-A-L-A, and mandalas to color. Print one out. Sit down with some colored pencils and just open up and let it be. No judgment, just experience and see what comes up for you. It's a pretty powerful thing. The circle, the mandala. The mandala. Thank you for listening to this. If you hear this and it resonates with you, it means you're on the right track. If this doesn't resonate with you, that's cool too. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. But listen to that still small voice. Take action of what the universe is asking you to do. When you are inspired to do something, act on it, and the universe will open the way and lead you to that next step. You're here for a reason. The mandala.
This has been Conversations with Chris.
And now it's time for So You Did It Dumb.
So you did it dumb. Congratulations. We all do, actually. What am I talking about? You might be asking, what is a dumb? Everybody does a dumb on a regular basis. It's something we think, man, I'm so dumb. I did this thing. It was so stupid. Everybody does it all the time, and we're so hard on ourselves. So you did a dumb is a thing that I came up with my son. It's actually something he came up with. We were talking about how easy it is to talk so bad to ourselves about things that we have done. I'm sure he was playing video games or something and was getting really angry at himself for not doing so well. And clearly, as a dad, I had to step in and say something. So we started talking about it. And what he found out, is that we all have this self-talk running through our mind so often, and all of it is directed inward. It is directed right here at this guy. Everything that I have running through my mind is directed at me. So when I say, man, that was so stupid, well, that turns into, wow, you're so stupid, me. Oh, not good, right? So what we have come up with is So You Did It Dumb is this little tool that we like to use at home that when something happens where we would normally blame ourselves for doing something stupid, we can now say, ah, man, I did a dumb, which means I'm not dumb. Doing that thing was dumb. Now, that might sound like a really tiny nuance, but it makes all the difference because all of a sudden it changes our self-talk from me being dumb to that action being dumb. I am no longer dumb. I'm not dumb for stubbing my toe. Everybody stubs their toe, right? How often have you stubbed your toe? And wow, we do that thing where we try not to curse out loud, but it hurts so bad. We all have this voice in our head, and so many of us go back to playing that tape from when we were kids where we internalized everything and blamed ourselves for it. So what does this have to do with today's topic? Well, we're talking about the thing itself, right? The thing that is everything everywhere. It's what always has been and what always will be. Well, that is also in our words. We have this creative power in every word we speak, whether it's out loud or in our head. So if we're calling ourselves dumb, at whatever level you believe this works, if we are calling ourselves dumb, we are actually reinforcing an idea in our mind that we are dumb. So if we are continuously using that self-talk, we're actually creating a situation where we believe we're dumb. So we need to interrupt this, and that is exactly what So You Did a Dumb is. It is a way to interrupt that self-talk. So this week, pay attention to your self-talk. Where are you telling yourself inadvertently, I am dumb, or I am this, or I am that? Anything that you put after I am is what your brain will believe that you are. So instead of being dumb or thinking we're dumb, you did a dumb. You are not dumb. That thing you did is. So you did a dumb.
Hello and welcome to the segment Asking for a Friend. Now in this segment we're going to explore all those questions that you may have wanted to ask but have been too afraid to. So our question this week is one that I've asked myself, and I'm sure you've asked yourself from time to time, is how come the same thing keeps on showing up in my life? the same experience, the same situations, the same people. And some of these things I don't want, but they keep on showing up. So what's the answer? Well, the answer is simple on one hand, but can be a little bit more difficult on the other hand. So the simple answer is all thoughts are creative. Everything, not just some thoughts. Not just thoughts about things that we want to happen, but sometimes those subconscious thoughts or those subconscious patterns and ways of thinking. That's what, when we talk about thoughts, that's what we're really talking about, are these ingrained ways of thinking, these ingrained beliefs, these ingrained patterns of being. So in reality, we have the power to choose those things in which we want to experience in our lives. We have the power through this creative process to really create a life that we can't help but love to live. So how do we do this? How do we step out of old ways of being, old patterns, old thoughts? And sometimes these thoughts, I don't know, in my mind, I think about these thoughts and these patterns and ways of being kind of lull me to sleep sometimes. I get comfortable with them. I get this idea that I'm a victim to things and life is happening to me and I'm powerless. And it kind of lulls you to sleep, and it can be really hard to break these patterns, kind of like getting out of a very comfortable hammock. I don't know if you've tried this before or not, but I have. And sometimes it doesn't end up too well. But there's a way to break these patterns. There's a way to break these ways of being and really showing up in a way that we want to. 3 key things to break these old thought patterns and to really step into a life that we can't help but wake up in the morning and be excited to live. 1, we really have to set clear intentions. What is it that we want? How do we want to show up in the world? What are the things that we want to accomplish? What are the things that we want to experience? What is the feeling tone of this life that we want to live? And once we get really clear, and it's really important to get really clear on those aspects of, like today, if I want to show up as peace, what does that look like? What do I have to do? What do I have to change? What do I have to say? What do I have to be in order to show up as that? So that leads us to the second step, which is once we have a really clear intention about what we want to create, what we want to manifest, what we want to experience in this life, then we have to look at what are the blocks that are standing in the way of experiencing this. And so this takes some reflection, this takes some meditation, this takes maybe some looking back and stepping back and really looking at these habitual thought patterns, these habitual ways of being, and how sometimes they can serve as blocks to the things that we actually want to create. So once we've done that, we've set our intention, we really know how we want to show up, we've looked at those things in our lives that are blocks to that, then the next step is we have to take action. And action always begins with the next right step. Sometimes we can get too bogged down on 10 steps ahead, and then we just give up and fall back into those old ways of being. But we just need to take the next right step. Just like any journey, it begins with that next step. So once we have set our intention, once we have really identified those areas in our life that serve as blocks, and really work towards removing those things, then we just take the next right step. And that may be a meditation practice. That may be a gratitude practice. That may be walking in nature. That may be eating healthier. That may be engaging our body in exercise. Whatever it is that takes to break us out of this mode of creating the same thing over and over and over again, and that same thing not being what we want, just taking one step. And that one step will literally shift everything. Thank you for being here, and an even bigger thank you for watching it to the end.
It's our hope that this has brought you some things to think about. If you would like to dive in deeper, join us in conversation on Thursday night. We will explore these topics and whatever else might come up.
If this message resonates with you, please click like, share, and join our Facebook community, and sign up for our newsletter on soulevolutioncollaborative.org.
This is just the beginning, and we are excited to bring this philosophy to the masses.
Be on the lookout for videos, classes, workshops, and eventually in-person gatherings.
The Soul Evolution Collaborative is supported and made possible by people like you. If you feel called to pay it forward, like those who have come before us, feel free to donate by clicking the donate button or visiting soulevolutioncollaborative.org and finding the donate link on our website. As an outreach of the Orlando Center for Spiritual Living, all donations are tax deductible and greatly appreciated.
We'll see some of you on Thursday night at 7.
Check out our website for more details on how to join.
Everybody else, we'll see you next week.